is it doing? All right. Hey y'all. Hey. Welcome in. Sorry that I'm a little bit late, but welcome to the season 6, episode number 4, All American Live After Show. With your good sis, you love to talk TV with Okra. How's everybody doing? How y'all feeling? What's going on? Drop all of that or whatever in the comment section, in the chat. If you're catching this on replay, you can still feel free to let me know how you feeling in the comment section, boo. Hey Wanda, hey Keish, hey Money Green Tay, hey Jada Not Famous, hey Vanessa Jones. Hopefully y'all are hearing me okay. I think so. It says my audio is good. Be having issues. Hey Erica James, boo, welcome in. Hey Kofi, hey Kimberly Felder, how y'all doing? I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I am a little bit tired today. So much is going on. But we here. We watched the episode. If you are a member, then you can go ahead and check out the live reactions, which I posted a little bit ago, where I actually record myself watching the episode, and members of the channel can check that out and get to see what my live in the moment responses were to all of the shenanigans, chaos, and tomfoolery that goes down in each new episode. I'm going to give it a little bit of time so more people can come on in. But we're gonna get started and we're gonna talk about episode 4. In the meantime, in between time, y'all can feel free to drop y'all's ratings on a scale of 1 to 10 of what you rate the episode. 1 being the absolute worst, 10 being the absolute best, and then anywhere in between. So go ahead and drop y'all's ratings while we wait for everybody to come on in here and gather around so that we can chop it up. Okay? Let me just check and make sure I have everything on my little doo-doo. And y'all can drop y'all's ratings. I don't know where is the little thing that's supposed to tell me. Oh, I am so tired, y'all. Life is lifing, but also in like the best ways. I didn't realize how sore I was. So I've been walking 4 miles a day and doing this 30-day challenge, which has been utterly amazing. But every now and again, I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so sore. Because sometimes I'll do like a big hike. Anyway. All right. Let's see what y'all talking about in reference to these ratings. All right. Hey, Dominic. Welcome in, boo. Hey, RK. How are you, boo? Hey, Queen J. Hey, Leah. Hey, Micah. Kofi is giving it an 8.5. That's because your boy got so much damn shine this episode. That's why you giving it an 8.5, Kofi. But Okra, RK gave it a 9. Leah is saying, I really like the episode. I'm going to give it an 8. Keisha's giving it a 9 for Drunk Spencer. Drunk Spencer is actually low-key top tier. I ain't even going to hold you. Mercedes Mitchell gives it an 8. Queen J says, not gonna lie, it's a 9. This episode was one of the funniest ones. Money Green Tay gives it an 8.5. Y'all are not playing. Y'all are ranking this episode high. Lamette gives it a 7. Hey Nanette. Kimberly Felder gives it an 8. Micah gives it a 7. Cynthia says this was a good episode. Erica James gives it a 4. Are you giving it a 4 because it's Spencer's birthday? Are you giving it a 4 because it's Spencer's birthday? It was the Heisman in the alley for me. Daniel Ezra, listen here. I will never not love you, Daniel Ezra, because he was comedic gold this episode. And I love that he actually got to explore his comedic beats because this series relies so heavily on him being just the super dramatic, lamenting, tormented soul. And I feel like this episode, he really got to have a bunch of fun with so many comedic beats. So that was really dope. Christina gave it a 7. Hey, Tony BRN, welcome And Boo, you gave it a 9. Trudes gave it an 8. Give Daniel his 10s. Give Daniel all his 10s. Hey T, welcome in. Y'all ranked this episode really, really high, and now it's making me reconsider where I kind of ranked it. But also, I feel very conflicted. I will say that about this particular episode. I don't think it was a bad episode. I just feel very conflicted in all that took place. Like, I really struggled with the pacing in the first 10 minutes. Like, I feel like they rushed through his birthday, but that was because they were doing so many flashbacks, and it was for him to be able to figure out as it went on. I don't necessarily know if I love how they structured the whole thing. I do like elements of the particular storylines and how they played out, but like as a unit, the episode, it felt very chaotic. And while it was fun, and it was mostly fun because of what I felt like was Daniel's performances, it felt chaotic, and like they were stringing things together that didn't actually have strong enough glue to be strung together, and certain things just needed a little bit more. I also am struggling with them committing to this format where they wrap everything up by the end of the episode. Sometimes things need to carry over through episodes. Sometimes the apologies don't need to come at the very end of the episode. Sometimes you need to let the beat build, if you will. And I feel like when looking at the whole entire episode as a unit, I wasn't fully impressed, just because while it was a ride that you could say was engaging, it was very much so all over the place, and certain elements could have hit harder if it was done better, I think. The performances were great. Wanda gave it a 9. RK says we need more comedy for real. I mean, I feel like all of season 5 was comedy. So I'm not necessarily rooting for more comedy. I'm rooting for comedic and laughable moments when it's appropriate. But I don't know if comedy is going to save the series. Lamech says it feels like a filler episode. Yeah, like when you really think about it, what was accomplished? Because even the full weight of Wade now joining this team was wrapped up in this one episode. And it's like all it took was for Spencer to shove Asher at Layla's. A big brawl fight breaks out, and then Jordan leaves Spencer to stumble about drunk as hell through the streets of Crenshaw. He ends up at some random ass bar where Wade happens to be sitting, and then like, yeah. So people who are saying it felt like a filler episode, I can totally feel why you're saying that. But him apologizing to Wade is a big no for me. Child, it's a lot of no's. The Lawrence report says, yes, it was a 10 for me. Jeez, y'all rated this episode high as hell. And now, honestly, it's taking me to a place where I'm like, well, when you're starving, anything kind of will suffice for food. It doesn't mean that the meal that you were given the moment that they were breaking your fast is the best food you ever had. It's just that you ain't had no food before, so you're going to take what you can get. RK said they could have kept Jordan's Park storyline, and his and Layla's. Child. Ashley, hey boo, hey Ashley Monique says that episode was cute. It just didn't serve any purpose. Nothing was resolved, just all over the place, but entertaining nonetheless. Yeah, it was. It had elements that was entertaining, and I would say even that the entertainment was not consistent. It was like spurts here and there, because I did find myself checking out in various moments. But I also think that there's a lot of things at play when it comes to that too, because one of the first times that I feel like I checked out was like Jordan brushing Spencer off when he's rushing to practice. I'm like, this was this boy's birthday the day before. I don't give a damn what happened. Like, Jordan, cut the shit, please. And watching Spencer and Jordan have like this resentment and animosity towards each other, I'm tired. I don't care anymore. Be friends or don't be friends. And right now I'm still rooting for y'all to not be friends, because y'all can't possibly be friends. How in the hell is Jordan Baker Spencer's friend and or brother, but he's going to leave him drunk as hell on his birthday to stumble through alleys in Crenshaw to go wherever the hell, just because you're off put by the fact that he's uncomfortable with you using him as a decoy and still trying to find his footing in this new position that he's operating in within this team. You want to call out that he's nice to you in public, but on the field, he's an asshole to you. Well, you've been an asshole this entire time. You've been an asshole from the moment that he has ever met you, and you can't cultivate no grace for him, even on his damn birthday. But y'all want me to believe that these boys are friends, that these boys are ride or dies, that these boys are meant to actually be together. There's no way on God's green earth and or Mars and Pluto that my best bitch, my homegirl, is drunk as hell on her 21st birthday. Even if I'm mad at her, there is no way that I'm not stumbling behind her ass like, okay, you ain't getting in the car. Well, I ain't getting in the car. You don't want to talk to me? Cool. I'm going to just follow you to make sure that you okay. But that's just the type of child I am. And I didn't mean to drop the B word, y'all, but I gotta turn my filter on. That's just the type of girl I am. Y'all are not giving me any type of realness to buy into the fact or to the thing that you want me to believe that Jordan and Spencer are actually tight. They ain't. They're conveniently connected. And Jordan will never truly be able to root for Spencer, to show up for Spencer, and to love Spencer because he still feels jaded by how deeply his father loved Spencer over loving him. And it ain't that Spencer can do about it. So I'm done. And I'm ready for everybody else to be done. I'm ready for Spencer to be done. The boy don't want to damn throw to you. Do what the hell you got to do. What else is there? Football people, this is your damn time to shine. Because I need to understand, what is it that Spencer can do to now better cultivate his chances of getting into the NFL and bringing more attention to himself without slighting his team? Is it him going to go do workouts with other top athletes in the LA area? Because you don't need your coach for that. You don't need your quarterback for that. Hell, who is the next up? Listen, since we just going ahead and brushing past the fact that Wade ain't but a hoe and a trick, and we're going to go ahead and redeem his ass, Spencer, it's time for you to go out and start putting up YouTube clips of you catching Wade's throws. Because Wade was already planning to go to the NFL, and people were looking at him, period. So if Jordan ain't going to get on board with how you are going to sculpt and cultivate your journey to the NFL so that you can finish the damn job, there's somebody else who will help you. It's nothing, boo. He worried about a goofy ass wedding that ain't going to happen anyway. Bye-bye, Jordan Baker. Let me get into this chat because now I didn't even know that was going to come up, y'all. This episode was so damn chaotic for me. Okay. Leah says, I really thought Spencer's gift was all the lessons he's learned along the way, but even Dylan would have drew a better tattoo. Please remind me to come back to that tattoo, because now I think this is where the Olivia fans are back on my ass. I've been doing pretty good. I think I ain't heard no smoke. Maybe they just have quieted down. Maybe they have listened and piped down a little bit, but I ain't had no issues. But tonight, my thoughts about Olivia, it's about to trigger some folks. It's about to trigger some folks, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine. Lost my place. Hey, Allie Nick, welcome in, boo. Allie gave it a 6, y'all. I'm right there with you, Allie. I feel like a 6 is a solid place to land. RK Collection says, how would you have structured it? It was kind of all over the place. Ask me that question towards the end of the live, and then I can go back. Rashina Jones, hey, boo, welcome in. Queen J says, it was funny but unrealistic because who is still serving Spencer's drinks being that drunk? I mean, she the boss, so they got to do what she say. The initial bar they were at, I was like, who are all these niggas around him? Like, Spencer don't even roll with people like that. I was very off guard or put off guard by the fact where they started at. Coop wasn't there and Asher wasn't there. I was like, what the hell is this? But then once they make it to Layla's, then it's like, okay, now everybody, okay, cool. But like, y'all want me to believe that Jordan came up with this whole, like, let's do this for Spencer, and maybe y'all's team, but y'all also don't bang with him right now, and he's struggling with y'all being a decoy. Like, so much just felt too convenient. So like y'all was saying, some of it's given very unrealistic. Micah says, Dylan giving Layla that card and telling her that this is them in 5 years was hilarious. He may be young, but he is still more mature than Jordan's petty ass. Period. Erica James says, so Jordan is supposed to pick his grown ass up and force him in the car. Not necessarily force him into the car, but follow him. I had a homegirl who y'all know I'm from Baltimore, but I went to school in New Orleans, so I graduated from Xavier. I had a homegirl at the time who came down for my graduation and was going to help me drive my car back. So she came out like a week or so early, right? And this is her first time being in New Orleans. This girl, she got so pissy drunk so often that it turned into me babysitting her ass. And like, I just, some of the things that I had to do to make sure that she was okay. Like when I think about it now, it's like that's complete and utter like ridiculousness. But I did it with no problem. It was a natural thing because that was my sister at the time. That's my homegirl. Like what the fuck you mean? Of course, I'm gonna like I ain't gonna put her business out there. But some of the that I had to do when she's losing her goddamn mind in New Orleans and going through things, because also that's a very real thing. Like personally, I feel like she was drinking a little bit heavier because certain things are weighing on her. She was excited to be there. She's supposed to be celebrating with me, but like it's a bunch of things going on. And at the end of the day, I actually got frustrated with her because I had to do so much taking care of her, and I felt like the moment became less about me and graduating or whatever. But also I had to put that to the side because regardless, your well-being is what matters. We can argue about whether I felt like you showed up for me or whether you did too much after you're in a good place. But like in the meantime, in between time, I'm not going to leave your ass on Bourbon Street. I'm not going to leave you walking through the damn Garden District. I'm not going to leave. Like, what the hell do I look like? So I don't think that that's too much to ask, grown or not. Lamech says, Micah, yes, Dylan giving Layla that car was the funniest, cutest part. It was really good. It was so good. Tony B. Aryan says, I think the audience feeling the chaos was the point. His birthday was chaotic. The writers wanted us to be submersed in a chaos. I get that. There were certain moments where I felt like it was shot really well, so we can get the idea of how chaotic it is. But on the moments that they were supposed to have like sobering parts, that part wasn't necessarily a part of the chaos. I think that even the Jordan and Olivia unpacking Billy's impact on Jordan and us getting this random story of how they used to go to this park, that also felt ridiculously chaotic and unrealistically chaotic, specifically to the story, specifically because Jordan, you want us to believe that Billy was so amazing at protecting you, showing up for you and speaking life into you, yet you're running around with these daddy issues to this day. How the hell they get there? If he was just so great at affirming you, if he was just so great in teaching you how to deal with bullies, if he was just so great, why are you still resentful of Spencer to this day? Quickly. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even just like the chaos of Spencer's birthday, him getting drunk and all the things that happened. It's all of the other stuff. Like I wanted them to have like a stronger setup and conversation when it came to Layla and Jordan. Like we're finally getting this come to a head about him feeling like, you know, you just don't have time for me. But what does that look like for Layla and in her career? Because listen, I'm already triggered when like, because I've had men tell me prior to this or whatever, like in previous relationships, not even relationships, talking, whatever. Like I've had men at the talking stage come for how much I work, and it's just like, until you plan a date and tell me to be somewhere dressed a certain way and we're going to do bopty bopty boop, don't worry about if I'm working. Don't worry about what deal I'm closing. Like that's a whole other conversation. But like thinking about Jordan and Layla's conversation, there was no real unpacking of like, this is what it looks like to be with a woman like her. Can you handle it? It was just like, oh, kissy face day, I'm mad at you, but then no, I'm not. And then Layla, you are weaning yourself off your damn meds. Does Jordan even know? We're left with that question still. So I don't necessarily buy, like I get that was the gist of where they were going for, but it was still sloppily done. So that the chaos don't even land how it could have landed. I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all. I'm a little bit behind in the chat. Let me catch up. Playing for Keeps Table says Jordan blamed his nasty behavior on Layla not wanting to move in. What am I watching? Right. It's so much convenient stuff, which honestly winds up working against the great chaos that they did build for it. And Shar, that's a great point. Spencer can play other positions. Love that. Vanessa Jones says, Lord, don't let Spencer don't let Spencer let Jordan hear that voicemail Billy sent to him on the day that he died. It's a wrap. Hey John, welcome in, boo. John gave it a 7, but Spencer's drunk punch made it a 10. Yes. Hey Sonia. Sonia gave it an 8. Micah says Jordan pisses me off more and more. He's so immature and petty. It's been 6 seasons. Grow the up. He was rude to Layla all episode, but I guess a weak apology and sex is all you need. No, like that part is annoying. And she's going through some real things and she's doing it alone. Like she's weaning herself off her meds alone. She's coming into these new feelings that have been repressed now for over 8 months alone. And then like bearing the weight of not only being a bomb businesswoman, but showing up, trying to show up as a beautiful friend and amazing fiance. And meanwhile, Jordan just gets to kick up dust and throw tantrums. Like, no, absolutely not. The line that he gave to Spencer of like, oh, you an asshole to me on the field. Well, you're an asshole in real life. What's your excuse? If Spencer has been an asshole to you for the last 4 weeks, what is your, does that give you now right? And does that excuse the past 4 years that y'all have known each other? The thing that we can say about this is that Spencer might be acting out of character. You are not. And you should have a little bit more grace for that. But again, you have yet to grow up. So of course you're not going to find no grace for that. Spencer was crazy. Wow. Wait. Spencer was crazy. Wow. But he is 21, so his behavior is excusable. Now, if he were turning 40, I would judge his behavior differently. Rashida says, I'm ready for Spolivia to break up, to be honest. Listen, I can't wait for the members to watch the live reactions because I really want to know y'all's thoughts when I ask a couple questions during that. But like, one of the things that stick out for me is like, there's something off with their energy. It does not feel right. And this is not me just being Erica and like, oh, I never wanted Spolivia to come the way that they gave it to us anyway. Like on some real stuff, watching them interact in this episode, I was just like, this feels forced. I don't know why, but it feels so forced. Dylan could have drew a better tattoo. It was awful. Child. We gonna talk about a damn tattoo. Queen J, I guess we're gonna talk about the tattoo right now then. Because what you just said, why would Olivia take him to get matching tattoos knowing he is not in his right mind? I guess we doing it. We doing it right now. Because Olivia, I have been off your ass for the start of this whole season. We have turned over a new leaf. I thought we were getting back Kudelai. This is why I cannot call your ass Liv. Because why in the hell do you think that it's a wonderful gift for you to go and get this boy's body tattooed when he's already like 4 to 10 shots in on his damn birthday? You want to place a permanent reminder of you and his love on his body while he is not sober enough to actually make this decision, and that's supposed to be the most ultimate birthday gift that you could ever possibly find. Were there no Yeezys available? Was there no Balenciaga sweatshirts or whatever that you Beverly Hills people be buying? Was all of Rodeo sold out? Because I promise you anything would have been better than that goofy ass I barely got out of kindergarten ass, I don't know who y'all tattoo artist is ass tattoo. This shit looks a mess. A hot ass mess. When I tell you I would be pissed, I don't give a good goddamn how much I love my man. You take me to go get a goddamn tattoo when I am drunk out of my mind and barely know who I am and I don't remember shit and it look like that, I might be going to jail the moment that you tell me this is what happens. Call the police because I'm about to start whooping ass. Not that Spencer should put his hands on Olivia, but me as a girl, I'm just saying. It would take Jesus himself to stop me. Because everything about that tattoo is wrong. And the decision was selfish as fuck. And I was giving Olivia so much credit and coming back and considering Spencer and sacrificing her desire to really be in London, but she doesn't want to lose her relationship and she's trying to figure out what this actually looks like. I can see she's walking down this journey of like trying to figure out how she's going to get back to London without losing everything that she has here because she values it. Considering some of Spencer's feelings, even though he ain't speaking up how he's supposed to speak up because he don't speak up how he's supposed to speak up as it pertains to her. And then you decide to come up with your bright ass idea of getting this ugly ass tattoo on this boy's body so that y'all can stay linked together. So when you break up with him next episode, is this tattoo supposed to make it better? Because that's what it's feeling like. It's feeling like, let me prep you, let me go ahead and let me touch your arm when I say this. You know I really love you, right? We got these matching tattoos, so we always gonna be connected, but I gotta go. Which makes it even worse. This tattoo was such a selfish decision. It just sent her back a whole goddamn season. And now I'm about to be on her ass because, girl, you're supposed to have more emotional intelligence than this. A tattoo? And an ugly one at that? RK said they didn't even talk about it. Playing for Keeps says that tattoo was a crime against humanity. It was something, and it was not what she thought it was supposed to give. It didn't. Everybody knows that Layla's ringing off her meds to her fiance child. Tony B, bring that back up once I come back to Layla. Right now we on Olivia ass and this horrible ass tattoo. I'll come back to the spinoffs later. No, not breakup prep. TSMs. Keep your eyes open. I know that some of you Spolivia holics, Spolivia lovers, Spolivia whatever you want to call yourself. Y'all want to live in a haze. Y'all don't want to live in a daze and all that good stuff. But open your eyes. These writers are preparing you for something. And it is not as rosy as it appears. I'm just saying. And I should have expected that goofy ass, selfish ass tattoo once we get to the end of the episode. Because at the top of the episode, I get it. This your man. You want to be the first one to wish him happy 21st birthday on his 21st birthday. But why are you trying to get his recipe from his mama's corn muffins and his mother's still alive? And then you change the recipe and you mess it up. Like, this is the type of stuff, it might seem small, but this is the type of stuff that really gives you hints into who people are and what their motives are specifically. Them corn muffins were never yours to make, boo. Olivia already had me warming up to get on her ass when she came in there with them dry ass corn muffins. And I literally, before she even said anything, I said, I know she ain't trying to make Grace's goddamn corn muffins. That is Grace's gift. That is Grace's job. This is where I draw the line, because y'all want to be crossing over in other people's lanes. Figure out your own goddamn lane. What is going to be your thing that you give to this boy? What is going to be your tradition? His mother is still alive. You don't need to be making these muffins, because then you damn sure don't need to be making them poorly. Spencer loses his voice box when it comes to Olivia. Apparently, he just takes it out and be like, you know what? I don't need this. Hey, Jess Danielle, welcome in. Kofi says Olivia got one too. I don't see the issue. I mean, he ain't have an issue with it. So the people who are complaining about it, I just think that they're hating. No disrespect. First of all, Olivia getting one too does not make the decision to get him to get one any less selfish. Because if she wanted to do a momentum and tattoo herself and she loved the design, she could have got it solo and been like, you know what, this is my gift to you. This is always going to be a visual representation on my body of how important you are and how much I love you and how connected we are. We don't actually have to get it together. It's irresponsible and selfish to do so with him without him actually being able to come of a sober mind to agree to this. And Spencer don't have no problem with it because Spencer don't have a problem with a lot. We got to watch him over the course of multiple seasons not have a problem with this girl dragging his ass through the mud. If he was a bald man, it would have been because Olivia has scalped him for the last 3 seasons, dragging him for filth through the streets of Crenshaw and Beverly Hills by his damn heartstrings. And he barely said boo about it. So I don't expect Spencer to have a problem with the goddamn tattoo because he barely wants to have a problem because ultimately he don't want to lose Olivia. So he'd rather not lose Olivia versus holding Olivia accountable for her selfish ass decisions. The tattoo was a selfish ass decision. I actually have what side is it on? Is it on this one? I have a tattoo on this side that speaks about my perspective about love. Did I go get my boyfriend at the time, make him get that too? No, I didn't. I actually have 2 hearts tattooed on my body that represents the 2 people that I have loved romantically, 2 men. Do they have those? Did I make them get those? No, I didn't. Oh, okay. So again, the actions don't always line up with the intention, which ultimately means that there's a dissonance with the impact. The tattoo don't land. It's not as impactful as she wanted it to be because your actions, you moved in a way that just, girl, this don't make sense. If you're really being considerate of him, you would have let him make a decision for himself. You would have let him be able to chime in. Even a little clip that we got to see of him getting the tattoo, he's being held down and screaming. So at this point, all we're left to believe is like, Spencer, you want to get matching tattoos? And he's like, yeah, sure. Because at this point, if you ask his ass to go jump in the Pacific, he gonna go do that too. He's drunk. And it's one thing to be optimistic and whatever, Kofi, but it's another to try to say that everybody else is hating and disrespecting. No, I'm being honestly critical of the situation at hand. And some of y'all need to be a little bit more critical or you won't end up in situations where mistakes are made that you could have actually avoided. Don't let no goofy ass girl get you drunk, take you to the tattoo parlor and put some goofy shit on your body that you don't actually like and that you're stuck with. All in the name of you love her in the moment. But you know, that's just me. Tony B. RN says, I don't think that the tattoo was that big of a deal. And that's the problem. Well, at least for me. Every tattoo is a big deal. The shit is permanent, especially on black skin. It's not as easy for us to get the off. I can't even get laser hair removal the same as lighter people. It's different. Hey, Mac, welcome in, boo. If All American actually about to do a new generation cast for season 7, this is where I check out. I am not talking about that article. I haven't even fully read all the article, but y'all have been sending me the stuff, so we'll talk about it towards the end of this live. Queen J says the tattoo looked like me tracing off my computer screen in the 6th grade. It's a mess. It's a mess. Plan for Keeps says Olivia being an alcoholic and aiding Spencer and getting a tattoo while drunk makes no sense. Hello. Hello. Tia Sim says, I think this is the play into the youthfulness of college. Hold on, it reset. It be doing this while I'm trying to read. Ooh, sorry, it like scrolled up. Oh, the youthfulness of college, but it was ugly. I get that. I totally get that. But for Olivia being a sober person, she don't even have the excuse in that moment of like, oh, we got magic tattoos because we were both drunk. You are literally sober. So it takes away that like youthfulness. And then also she's come back into the series this season with the essence of maturity, with an essence of more worldliness, right? With an essence of growth. So she doesn't get to hide under the same youthfulness that these characters would, because for all intents and purposes, from the very first episode, she has been kind of positioned at a place above, giving advice and speaking in a way of like, okay, no, we need to move different. We need to be different. So they don't get to make that excuse. What you're saying is 100% correct in general, but when you actually apply the context for the characters that they have presented us with this season, it doesn't actually make sense. Hey, Trey, welcome in, boo. I've missed you. Good to see you in here. You put soy milk in them joints. Who is still drinking soy milk? No shade. I don't drink cow's milk. But no shade. Who is drinking soy milk? Y'all drink soy milk? Olivia could at least found the oat milk or a cashew milk, honey, if you was gonna swap it out. Uh, we Bolivians on the same cloud as the Jordalians. All y'all on the same cloud. Listen, well, at least y'all got each other. I don't know who gonna break whose fall, but hey, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Kobe says now we hate on her giving a man corn muffins. That's the thought that counts, man. That's the reach, if you ask me. It's a reach. It's a reach. Kofi, what is your sign? I need you to remind me of what your sign is, cause my intentional as communicative as emotional, and I would say emotionally intelligent as Gemini mind, cuspy Cancer as the mind, thinks about specifics and details. I personally don't want people taking up other people's traditions if that person's tradition is a thing. Like my male best friend, for example, for years decided since we were in high school that when he would call me on my birthday, he would call me at the exact time that I was born. He's the first person to think about it. My mama don't even do it. My daddy don't even do it. He literally calls me on the time that I was born. It's what he does. If I go and tell my homegirl that, oh yeah, such and such calls me on this is the time, and then she decides that she now wants to do it, I'ma be pissed. And maybe that's wrong of me. We can discuss it because we can unpack it. Y'all know we here to do life together, right? Because girl, that's not your thing. Come up with your own thing. And if we want to talk about it's the thought that counts, then come up with a different thought because you're taking somebody else's thought. It's giving plagiarism of the damn thoughts. You're this man's whole girlfriend, the whole love of his life. And you can't come up with something sentimental and special to create as a tradition that speaks specifically to you. You got to co-op his mama's corn muffins? Yeah, Kofi. And reach. But just stretch. I said what I said, and you can call me a hater while you doing it, but no. And this is one thing I really appreciate about the people who are surrounding me because they all have their things. Like, and I have very specific things, even in like the cadence and how I speak. I call certain friends and I have a cadence in how I say their name. And that is the intentionality and the effort that goes into letting them know, like, I really care about you and you're special. I don't just talk to you like I talk to anybody, on the phone. So no, you cannot make a half-ass effort and then be like, well, it's the effort that counts. It's the thought that counts. Whose thought was it? Because if it wasn't even your original thought, then you can't take credit for it. Yeah, you 0 for 2 today, Kofi. But keep batting, babe. Keep batting because it's all love. Kimberly Felder says the same thing. That was a tradition his mom did for him. Exactly. Micah says, I thought that she could have given a more meaningful gift, but that's just me. That's what I'm saying. Aside from the tattoo was small, it could get covered up or can get replaced or can get taken off. It also gave that it didn't mean as much as she thought it meant. Hey, Alana, welcome in, boo. We're talking about Olivia and them dry ass corn muffins and that goofy ass selfish decision to get Spencer to have a non-sober tattoo. That's what we're talking about right now. Alexandria says Olivia a whole alcoholic watching her boyfriend get wasted and it's not a problem. Ooh. But then last season y'all was on JJ's ass for coming to a repass drunk. But you gonna make sure that you at the bar hops. But JJ was the devil himself for coming drunk. Not offering you a drink, not putting you around drinks, but coming drunk after his coach died. Okay. And listen, I can see how people don't get it with the corn muffins, but I'm just being very honest in the type of person that I am. And I eat that shit up. I'm also not a great person for like monetary gifts, I would say. Like, I'm trying to come up with a better words to say it. Like, you could buy me something expensive. It's not going to mean more to me if you buy me something expensive. It's going to mean a lot to me depending on how much thought and effort did you put into it, how much specificity is in the actual gift. Because I'm an acts of service person. Like, that is my love language for real, for real. In romantic relationships, I will say it's acts of service and physical touch. But like gifts, they don't land how they could, or they land for other people with me. So just take that with, what I'm saying. The corn muffins just needed white icing. That's all. I cannot. I'm surprised they got matching tattoos. Why are you surprised? That didn't surprise me at all. I'm surprised that she did it while he wasn't sober. How was they drinking with Spencer the youngest? New Orleans is very lax with checking ID. Oh, I just provided New Orleans for my example. Plan for keeps as a person can't consent when they're drunk, so the tattoo is just a no. Imagine if Olivia was drunk and they got a tattoo. Spencer would get canceled. Oop! Speak it! Clock it! And also, why? Dang it refreshed. Somebody said something. And also, why put. Sorry, y'all. I'm reading these slow because it keeps refreshing. I gotta scroll all the way up. And why put Olivia in a repeated space to tempt her to relapse? Oop. Catch it. You're not gonna argue with me because you know I'm right. And that's fine. You're on my heart just like a tattoo, Joy Sparks. Come on, Lawrence Report. John, you supposed to be hitting it with the lyrics. Where you at? That tat was doe-eyed demon foolishness. I love the alliteration. It's the writing. I'm so ready to check out at this point because it's disappointing, says As Told by Ginger. Jealous Spencer, Layla downplaying her weaning off her meds a little. Like, what are we doing? Ooh. Thank you, Marley B. Thank you for stopping by to show a little love. You don't know what your sign is. You gotta look it up. Okay. She should have called up Alicia and asked her. Y'all are some menaces. I can't. Kofi, you're an. Well, why are you so? Wow. I have to see the rest of your chart because Aries are a lot more fiery than you tend to be. Like you're very like passive and go along to get along a lot, which is not a bad thing. But Aries are typically like ready to knuck if you buck. Like, child, my most significant ex was an Aries, and child, that man, bananas, crazy, wild as fuck. The Lawrence Report says, create your own traditions for your man live. Exactly. Yes, Cancer be a hopeless romantic in a heartbeat. So that's why all the stuff, the little specific stuff matters. Olivia gentrified the corn muffins on God. Y'all are hilarious. Aries is a passionate, motivated, confident leader who builds community with cheerful disposition and relentless determination. Where you got that damn definition, but that is a very nice way to describe Aries because y'all also can be demonic. And not necessarily in a like evil way, in a determined, I don't give up what you think kind of way. That's the kind of determination that a lot of Aries have. Tony BRN says, I get it as far as a corn muffin thing. However, it may land more if Grace was upset because Grace was not upset. I don't think it was a big deal. But also, this is at this point, it's Grace Light. They also have her, to me, acting uncharacteristically within the series. So to serve the purpose of like not rocking the boat and not actually being true to the Grace that we actually knew, I don't believe that the Grace before, even a Grace that's now married to Carter, would have actually given the recipe. This is the same Grace who bought mac and cheese because it was Spencer's favorite to the party that that Laura threw, only to find out there was a mac and cheese truck and to feel a way about it because she wanted to make sure there was space for her and what she could give to her son because she couldn't give that much. Like, so no, like just because they didn't have Grace have a problem with it doesn't mean that it's okay. It just means to me that it's again further inconsistent writing. So that won't actually excuse it for me specifically. But I'm also not just taking everything the writer says and going with it because no, I've been here too long, invested too much into the series, and know these characters well too. Y'all are not just going to rewrite history. Y'all not going to rework certain things. Y'all not going to walk back things without providing appropriate context and character development to actually back it up. So Grace not having an issue with it, and or offering up the recipe to begin with is questionable. So Olivia doing it's and asking for it is still questionable for me. That's not the same thing as JJ being drunk at her dad's repast. Totally different than Spencer being drunk on his 21st birthday. I'm not saying Spencer couldn't be drunk on his 21st birthday. I'm saying her desire to be in that space and not miss it, but then also through that tantrum about JJ coming around her drunk as if it was a problem for her to be around a person who was consuming alcohol. And I called bullshit when she did that because all of them have been drinking well before, even what during her damn relapse, they've had alcohol around her. I thought it was bullshit then. I think it's bullshit that she's actually bar hopping with Spencer for his 21st birthday, and the most meaningful gift and the thing that's so special is a damn tattoo that they get while he's not sober. All of it to me and all of her decisions tonight pretty much have been bullshit. So I'm not saying that her situation with JJ and Spencer is the exact same. I'm saying that all of it is bullshit behind the whole oh shoot, hold on y'all. Okay, I'm saying all of it is bullshit, and they're being very inconsistent in the characters that they are claiming. So I don't buy it. I'm not excusing certain things because of it. That just is what it is. Um, not Kofi tripping, beloved. um, Liv could have put money on Spencer's bus pass. Y'all are eating his ass up. Stop. If we're honest, the Bakers have gentrified Spencer's whole life for the good and the bad. Listen, last episode I said that Spencer has finally, succumbed to the Beverlyness of it all. He's officially from Beverly Hills now because the way his character has shifted is it's beyond me in a lot of ways. Just say, I'm not demonic. But I don't give a. That's the point I'm making. Y'all don't give a. Aries don't give a good goddamn. Okay. And it's a little bit different, I think, for Aries men. Did I move it down? Dang, I think I moved the camera down a little bit, so y'all gonna have to bear with it. But yeah, I looked at Olivia this episode and I was just kind of like, girl, I can't with you. Specifically tied to the corn muffins and a tattoo. I thought those were very poor decisions. And I also feel like it's writing on the wall. And the tattoo, it hits a little bit harder for me because I do feel like this is preparation for like she's trying to buffer or pad the fall that Spencer's about to have by way of her breaking his damn heart. And he did not need to get a tattoo for that. He did not need to get a tattoo for you to start affirming every day that you love him and that no matter how many seas are in between y'all, you will never stop loving him. He do not have to have a tattoo for that. And I didn't have a problem with her conversations with Jordan. I felt like those were probably the most redeemable parts of the episode for her, and the parts that's kind of like keeping me still paying attention to her storyline, particularly this season, because I'm actually intrigued in how she's handling. Oh, why am I blurry? Hold on. Okay. I'm actually intrigued with how she's handling going about getting information for this book. Like in this episode, her talking to Jordan and the very intentional, thought provoking questions that she asked, I thought was brilliant. Now, the stories that Jordan came up with, I want to again call bullshit because it's just like if Billy was not that I believe that Jordan has to paint Billy as a terrible father. He don't. But you want me to believe all these great things about Billy Baker and how he just affirmed you and sets you up to have great self-esteem. Meanwhile, fast forward to present day, you have no goddamn self-esteem, no sense of identity, no sense of self-worth, deep-seated daddy issues. You just deeply want to be chose, but you want us to believe that every chance he could get, your father took you by yourself to a damn park and gave you one-on-one time that was like unprecedented and will forever be deep-seated in your spirit, but you still move like a little boy who daddy never loved him. Something don't add up. So let's go there. Like, let me know y'all's thoughts about Jordan and his little story about the park and his little story about his father and what he's been able to add to the story of Billy Baker. And do y'all buy it? Maybe I'll say that. Do you buy the story that Jordan is pushing about Billy Baker? I need to refresh this because my thing is like frozen. Hold on. Okay, I missed a bunch of messages. Hold on, y'all. Hold on a second. Me, Nicole body. Ain't no miles on this here new body. Plan for Keep says, I've said this before, but it's happening quite too often with people's feelings and opinions being dismissed when it comes to Olivia. What she feels, views, and does is golden. Everyone else fall in line. Yep. Oh yeah, Erica James says her saying if anybody should be mad at Wade, it should be her, as if her it's only her feelings that matter. Let's remind me of that once we go back to it. I want to talk about Jordan real quick because that was a part that stuck out to me. I was just like, girl, not too much, because the moment I got a gun in my face, my feelings matter, honey. Um, Queen J says BS. Jordan needs to get a grip. Jess Danielle says Jordan is the ultimate golden retriever, needed to have his guy when he knows good and damn well he doesn't really truly care about football. Go plan a shower or something. Ooh. Tony BRN says I can buy it slightly. Oftentimes we present differently at different times. As an adolescent, he could have been affirming, but as a teen, probably not because of their relationship coach and player. But we also got the backstory about how Laura was on her own to raise them early on in their childhood, right? So like they gave us specific stories, like when they went to Disney World for the first time and Billy wasn't doing anything but studying plays and he didn't go out with them, and they used to travel to be there for his games and everything, but he wasn't actually connected with them. And Laura has all of these experiences with the kids because she had to do a bunch of things on her own. So for me, that don't actually line up. And yes, things can shift and you can start to show up better or whatever, but this is setting the time period that we're speaking about is setting a tone. And the childhood wounds that Jordan are dealing with, is they happen in the time that we're speaking about now. So if we're talking about the time around their birth through early childhood, he's playing, then he gets hurt. After he gets hurt, he goes into a deeper depressive episode, and the only thing that saves him is him actually becoming a part of Beverly Hills as the football coach. So then there's a whole stint in a couple years where he's dissociated from the family. He's also not making memories. He's also not doing anything. And Olivia, if I got the quote correctly, literally said that the light did not come back into this man's eyes until he took the coaching position at Beverly Hills. Now, let's say that he did that well before, a couple years before Jordan is even of age to be able to go and be on this team. Cool, but that's the moment that they actually start to get a semblance of a person for their damn father back. So there's a whole early childhood circumstance where, one, you never really got to know who your father really was. You claim that he used to take you with him when him and your mother used to fight, which we can go ahead and allude to and assume that the fighting is happening because he's a little bit too checked out for her and she's having to do too much. This, maybe he does get to reconnect with Jordan on these damn park moments. However, the good that he's doing in these few park moments does not counteract and or supersede the bad that he had been doing by way of all of the other things that he's laid out. He created all of Jordan's daddy's issues. So Jordan doesn't get to now wipe Billy's slate clean when he's still struggling and behaving poorly for childhood wounds that Billy created at the time that he's supposed to be speaking about this. And I think that that's the thing. If they really want me to buy into Olivia's journalistic journey, if they really want me to be on Olivia's writing wave, that's going to be the thing that she needs to uncover and unearth. She's going to need to, not only in processing this book, right, and communicating with this book, Billy's legacy, but as she's doing the research for it, I need her to start asking important questions. Because if daddy was so great, if daddy affirmed you, if daddy told you how to handle bullies, if daddy did this, if daddy did that, then why are you behaving this way now? And that might not have nothing to do with the final product of what happens in the book. But if y'all want me to believe that Olivia is a little bit more cultured, a little bit more self-aware, a little bit more less selfish, a little bit more emotionally intelligent, excuse me, those are the questions that gotta come up. So again, I ain't letting they asses off the hook for this. He says they need to show when and where the disconnect happened between Billy and both children, because how are they like this if he was so involved in their lives when they were younger? Exactly. But Tony B. RN, just because I'm pushing back with everything that you're saying, I know that you know this, but I want to say this just for other people who are listening. I'm sorry, y'all. I think I keep moving in and out of the focus. I appreciate you providing the points that you're providing, because you're forcing me to now put more words and explain my disposition or position about a particular thing. So like, even though I'm pushing back, I'm not arguing with Tony BR, and I love Tony BR, and we like, you really help me further flesh out conversation points that I have about different things. So if y'all listening, just know that's the context in which I'm operating, and I believe Tony's operating in as well. But listen, you want to give everybody a pass? I love it, because I'm standing on business on why I'm not giving them a pass in this episode. As told by Ginger says, it feels like they weren't fully prepared this season, because you're right about Jordan and Billy. We saw his rocky relationship we saw his rock oh how rocky their relationship was, but this episode gave nothing but bliss for them. And there's something to be said about that, right? Like Billy died a year ago, and it's very easy for you to forget about all of the bad things, especially when somebody passes. Like I will go to my Aries ex who was murdered a few years ago, and in the moments of like learning of it, flying to Baltimore, going to the hospital, watching his leg be amputated and they're trying to save his life, like all of these things that's happening, everything bad that ever happened between us was the farthest thing from my mind. How amazing of a person he is, how smart, how funny, how handsome, like all of those things are the things that were like the first and foremost in my mind. And in the week, damn it, let me fix the camera real quick, hold on y'all. Okay. And in the week, and this is just from my example, in the week that was, after the shooting happened, he gets hospitalized, multiple surgeries, yada yada yada. I'm there, and then I leave. Like, let's say add another week, and he's on life support this entire time. Actually, all the way through, his family taking him off of life support. There was so many thoughts for me of like what I could do. I just needed him to come out of it, right? I just needed him to come out of it. I just needed him to make it. And like, how was I going to disrupt my life? Completely like ignoring why we aren't actually together in that moment. Like, you're literally my ex while on life support, but it's like that's not even a concern, right, of mine. So I get, having a rose tinted glasses on when thinking about the dead, specifically the dead that you actually love. Even with such a distance of being a year out. Like, listen, I'm 3 years out, and I still think, of course, very fondly of my ex, but I also have a perspective of like, but then some things are what they were, and this is what happened. So I get that. I just struggle with, and I get why the writers have Jordan specifically only remembering the good, especially if he's still struggling. Not that if, especially since he's still struggling with a lot of the childhood wounds inflicted on him by his father. But that's where in Olivia, who is a journalist, who is writing this book, would come into play, and to be able to start to unearth some other things and offer a different perspective, or offer a more well-rounded perspective. But then also it's her dad too, so maybe she's still in that place. I don't know. They gotta find a way that the reality enters the goddamn room. And honestly, I can't even give them the excuse of like, oh well, it's her dad too, so she will be remembering great things, because just last week you was on Grace's ass about that affair. So you remember the negative as it pertains to that. I'm gonna need you to recall Billy not actually being there. I'm gonna need you to recall how it made Jordan feel. Like, if I go back to season 1, you was the one gathering Billy at every turn. Like, literally, again, quote, I might have the misquote wrong, or I might misquote this, but it was something along the effects of like, you have a daughter who's just out of rehab, and Spencer's the only one who's really worried about it, and you got a son that's desperate to impress you, and you can't figure out what was wrong here. Yeah. That same stuff need to be coming up as we're auditing these stories of our damn daddy, and we're talking about a book that's going to be a biography, which is also why I think that she should not be writing this goddamn book right now. Y'all, it's still too close to his death for it to be something that's going to be truly transformative, truly healing, and all of that kind of stuff. And I just went on a tangent. I'm trying to catch up with the chat, and I keep talking. I'm sorry. Shari P says, I don't buy it, and the revision of Billy they're trying to do is not believable. Period. Plan for Keep says, maybe idolizing Billy is Jordan's way of keeping Billy's memory alive and making him believe that he had a closer relationship with his father than he actually did. Where is the therapist? That's a really great point. Micah says, Spencer is Billy Baker's son. Jordan knows it, Spencer knows it, and Billy's corpse knows it. That man was a horrible father, and I guess that's why I feel a little bad for him. Not the shots fired. Shari P says Jordan had to pick up football for his dad to notice him. Period. Kimberly says Billy wasn't around. Dang it, refresh. Hold on. Shit. Billy wasn't around much when they were small, so he really craved his dad's attention and approval because he was disconnected between the two. Yep. Braid needs to be available for flashbacks. You saying Tay? Oh, Tay. Tay needs to be available for flashbacks because the math ain't mathing. It's not mathing at all. Kimberly Felder says, I really wish that the writers would have put Jordan into therapy this season. He needs it desperately. Christina says, a lot of times people only remember the good things about a person after they pass away. Yep. Yep. Hey, Sid Breeson. How are you? It's been a long time since I've seen your username. I think that they all need therapy, especially after losing someone close to them. Yes, yes. Great point on the rose tinted glasses in the deceased. Do you think that Jordan has glasses on because he doesn't want to disparage his dad, or he doesn't want the book to destroy the family or his legacy? I could see that. I could see that. I think what I really struggle with Jordan Baker as a character is that they have him have all of these damn strong ass emotions, but they have yet to give him internal reasons why, or even a curiosity to figure out why. Because I could 100% buy him continuing to suppress things and feelings that he feel like will be untoward to speak about for his dad that could tarnish the legacy or harm the family in any way. But we're also not even watching Jordan question like why he still feels inadequate. He's not questioning why he needs to be chose, but he has no problem throwing out there and yelling at Spencer in the alley how his daddy chose him. Hey, and like, come on. So you got this girl writing this book. I'm sorry, not this girl. You got his sister writing this book about his daddy. You got him clearly still reeling about certain things as it pertains to his daddy, how his daddy did not show up for him. You got him masking the fact that he knows his daddy did not fully show up for him and then lying about it. And then we don't get to see what any of that is actually doing to the person. Everything with Jordan is just so external, and he doesn't have to deal with any of his own shit. And that is just, I think that that's the thing that's annoying me about him as a character, because it doesn't feel real. I feel really actualized characters, even ones who have a mask on and who are out presenting and tough and tough with their Afro puffs or whatever. They still have moments where they're alone. They think. They still have moments when they question. They just still have certain things that they completely remove from the Jordan character, but then they want us to buy into and or give sympathy for his certain moments where he's really vulnerable or where he's overly emotional, but they're not having the character actually reckon with those emotions on any type of real level internally. So it's just like, I'm not going on this goofy ass ride with you because Jordan is not even taking this ride. I don't know if that made sense. Y'all can tell me if that made sense. Queen J says the moment he was ready to be a daddy to the kid that wasn't even his, I knew that he needed therapy then. Oh. Tia says Jordan has to come to terms maybe with Billy as his father. If Jordan leans into the truth, his character may mature like Layla did with her mom. Yes, and it will be so beautiful to see. It will be so great to see. They're glorifying Dan Golden. Hey Boo says they're glorifying Billy into something he never was. He's an extremely flawed character that, while likable, was not some great man whose story needs to be heard. Ooh. I don't want to sit with that because I feel like points were being made. Oh shoot, Just Danielle says, let me say the quiet part out loud. Who wants a book about Billy Baker? Who? Hey, Edits XD. Cool, kicking your butt, Sabrisi. You don't play cussing people out. Well, I appreciate you. Nicholas says Asher had no reason to push Spencer back. Child, we gonna talk about it. I interpreted Jordan was more closer to Laura than Billy. Oh, to Laura, and Billy was more closer to Olivia. I thought Jordan played football in the hopes of getting closer to Billy. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And they have, I think, such a damn dog. Maybe he just woke up. They have so much room to do a lot with the Jordan Baker character. It's just gonna be about if they choose to do something with him or not. Oh shoot. So I'll be zooming in and I'll be missing out on all of y'all's like stuff. I'll be having to refresh. Hold on 1 second. Makes perfect sense. Wait till being made. Liv going on a Tamara Hall show to promote Billy Book. I can't. All right, are we done with Jordan? They really could do a lot with his character. I don't know if they're going to, but they could do a lot with it. Where we going next? I'm gonna hold y'all. I'm giving Spencer a lot of grace and a lot of passes because it was his 21st birthday. So I really don't have no critical thoughts as it pertains to him. He was drunk as hell. I thought it was comedic gold with him trying to swing on Wade drunk as hell. I thought him apologizing to Wade was a little bit annoying, but I get it. I didn't like him apologizing to Asher, but I get it. The Heisman in the alley was brilliant. Spencer still has so much to reckon with in reference to his position as being a decoy and what that means, and he has a still a lot of work to do on his journey of like identity, specifically this transitional phase within his life as he's like really trying to punch through onto the professional scale, and all of that's going to come with due time. Yeah, I don't really have much of anything critical to say. I think Daniel Ezra's performance was hilarious, and Spencer just Spencer all 21st birthday. He needs to go ahead and stop drinking though. The alcohol ain't for him, but you know, that is what it is. Jordan is in the trunk of his own car. IDK, who's driving, but the audience is in the back seat. Ooh, where we going? He lacks self-awareness, and that's why we can't holistically connect or truly respect him. That is a great point, playing for keeps. I love how you put that. I love it. Like I says, I just don't get why wouldn't you try to have a good relationship with your son. I feel like Billy never gave an effort in the 5 seasons except for the short span when Jordan found out he cheated. I mean, people do things for various reasons. I think all of Billy's shortcomings as a parent 100% rests in his lack as a person, and not it didn't have anything to do with his children. It's unfortunate, but like he had kids at a time where he wasn't necessarily stable or strong himself. So those things don't necessarily. Sorry, I'm trying to hear if my damn dog is getting into something. Um those things don't just fix themselves because you have twins on the way, right? Like Billy clearly was a pro player who was very motivated by ego and external validation, so much so that he didn't know who he was outside of football, especially after he got hurt. He had a family that loved him, a wife that adored him, that held the family down, and he still cheated on her. Like, there's still so many things. So, like, the decisions to not show up for Jordan were less decisions of like intentionally not showing up for Jordan Baker as a little black boy or his little black boy, and more of like Billy wasn't even showing up for himself. So how in the hell could he have shown up for his son? If that makes sense. I'm glad you came down here because I don't know what you was doing up there, making a bunch of noise. Go your bit, please. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's talk about Asher. Asher. Give Daniel his tens. I'm still confused by Wade's ethnicity. I'm moving like he's a white man. When Layla said to Jordan, I'm not gonna let anything get between, did anyone else think that she meant that she was gonna fully come off of her pills? Because that's what I got. Lord, I hope not, child. I hope not. But I also kind of cringe when she said it because it's like, look here, little black girl. I get it. You love this black man, but we got to learn to let some shit go. Okay? I don't know how we will articulate that, but I now start to hear orange flag when I hear, I ain't letting nothing get in between us. Maybe it should. Maybe it should. Okay? Maybe there needs to be something in between y'all. I really think Spencer needs to get it together on the field in the NFL. They will draft you, not play you, even change a whole position, and you got to go with it. So he needs to learn to adapt. He really does. He does need to learn to adapt. Y'all think that Wade is biracial? He presents as a white man. He behaves like a white. Not nice, Erica. He behaves like a racially. That's not a great word to put. He operates too close to white supremacy. So I'm going to treat him like a white man. That's my statement on Wade. I think that that's a good one. I don't think that that's offensive, and I think it's very honest. I'm going to go with that one. Jordan is definitely enjoying making Spencer the decoy and getting the most shine. If he did, he would speak up. If he didn't, he would speak up for Spencer. But all you have to do is pet his head, and he'll follow you anywhere. Period. Micah says, I'm sorry, I don't care about the white off they got going on at Coastal. Wade ain't redeemable. I prefer you give me back the crying baby. Period. Period. Who loves seeing Layla miserable? I love seeing her happy and fully like actualized and just bossing up and being amazing. And her freaking style in this season is so good. That freaking blue denim inspired leather dress, stunning. Debris Singh says Layla don't want joy and their relationship feels forced because again she was hesitant from the beginning. I actually feel like Bolivia's relationship right now feels a little bit more forced than Jordala, but let me explain, let me cook. Because most of the forcing I feel like in the Jordala relationship is coming from Layla's side. Jordan is actually pretty much tapped in. It's just unfortunate that he's immature and he's petty. But like for Olivia and Spencer, they both love each other, that's clear. But their energies are just different. Like way different. So maybe both of them, two things could be true. They both could be very forced. But like in this episode, I really was going to like the place of like something just really feels off. When I was seeing Spencer and Olivia interact romantically, I was like, something just feels off. I can't necessarily put my finger on it, but something just feels off. But when it came to Jordan and Layla, even them arguing, it felt a little bit more energetically aligned, but he pissed me off because he was doing too damn much. And Layla needs to read his ass for filth and not let him get away with the bullshit. But Billy couldn't relate to Jordan. Spencer was a better version of himself. That's why he clung to him so much. Spencer was away. Why does this do that when I'm trying to read? Spencer was a way for him to start over and get it right. That is very real. I think that Billy was 100% living vicariously through Spencer James. And in a way that he could paint himself as the hero, because I think that Spencer James as a character or as a person was 10 times better than who Billy was as a person. Micah says, is it out of character for Layla to be risking some whole mental health, risking the same mental health issues that caused her to go to rehab for a man? I don't know if it's out of character. It's annoying for us who love her, but I don't know if it's out of character. Do y'all think that that's out of character? Tony B. Arden says, what should Jordan do? Jordan was a walk-on. Should he ignore the OC? I love this question. Because if Jordan actually, first of all, the first thing I would offer up for Jordan to do is to actually care and stop playing like he cares. He keeps copping little attitudes like he cares. The only thing he cares about is getting any type of shine so that he can feel validated. So first thing is to actually care. And that's not just about the team, but as Spencer, as your brother. And for me, if you really were buying into what this man said about you, and one of the things that this man said about you is that you have great instincts, then why aren't you now allowing your instincts to play out? And if you have some kind of care for Spencer, to find a way to get him the ball at least once. If this man is telling you out of 10 or 20 times to never throw to Spencer, why isn't 1 or 2 times you're trying to make a pass and y'all still winning? Like, there's clearly no effort there. I think it would be a very different conversation if Jordan was attempting to get Spencer the ball and it wasn't working because Coach Snake in the Grass have built plays specifically for him to be the decoy, and it looks crazy or it just doesn't work out when Jordan deviates in any way. But we're not even seeing Coach Snake in the Grass come up to Jordan like, yo, you do not have to pass to Spencer. And Jordan being like, coach, like, I know that he's supposed to be the decoy, but I just be trying to make sure I stay nimble and I want to make sure I can still get him the ball or whatever. Like, we're not even seeing that. Like, Jordan just so readily and so easily got to a place to just completely exclude and ignore Spencer. And like, yes, there's something to be said of listening to your coaches, but even Spencer, all the way back in sophomore year when we met him, had a certain way about him when it came to football that he was telling Chris, I know coach said do this, but I think that this is going to work. Let's roll with it. And Chris was like, bet. You get what I'm saying? So I think that there could be more of that on Jordan's behalf. And it could still, again, very well be that he's running these plays that exclude Spencer. But if he's not even trying at any point to include Spencer or to do something, then that to me speaks volumes as well. Because your ego is benefiting on the exclusion of Spencer. It's more than just, I'm doing what the coach said. It's like, I'm doing what the coach says, and it makes me feel good for you to not get as much shine as you have been getting since I've known you. Jordan needs an attaboy and a validation. Yep. I believe the doctor cleared Ash, or did I misinterpret that? They didn't clear him, but it showed that he was like getting better. I definitely think this whole Wade storyline is a way to usher Ash ass back onto the field. Like, once he was explaining to Wade that he played football and let's go run some routes, I said, oh, Ash, before the end of the season, he's gonna be the one doing the championship catch. I don't know how I feel about it. We'll see. I'll not force myself to make a decision about that in this particular moment. But I really wish that they had more smoke for Asher. Like, I really do not like that they wrapped up Asher revealing that he is the reason that Wade is at Coastal California so quickly. Like, we get this one moment at Spencer's birthday party where everybody gets to call into question everything that we said last week. And then by the end of the episode, Spencer's coming to apologize and everything's okay and it's cool. No, this needs to, like, let it breathe a little bit. You know? And I'm not here, very end, I am not here for after Spencer apologizes and then that clues Asher into something happening and then Wade says how he looked out for Spencer. I don't give a good goddamn how you looked out for Spencer because you're the same man who had these people with assault rifles to their damn head because you spotted them. So you do not get to skate away as if that didn't actually happen. We still standing 10 toes down and holding a grudge about that period. But the moment that Asher had that little snarky look, like, oh, maybe you're not that bad after all. Yes, he is that bad after all. He is not a good guy. I don't give a what he say. I don't give what he do. I didn't want to be responsible for you, for the police this time. This time, it shouldn't have been no damn time. So you can kiss my whole ass, Wade. Period. Everybody don't get a redemption story. Everybody don't get a second chance. And they damn sure don't get it on their first try. And Olivia, let's take it over to your ass because we can come back to Asher. Still drop y'all stuff about Asher. But you decided to step your goofy ass in front of Spencer because you know what? If anybody should be mad, I should be mad. And like maybe Wade deserves this because, Garrett would be not to put away if this wasn't the case and blah, 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 blah. Girl, shut up. Nobody needs you standing up for this white man who did inexplicable, undefensible things to y'all. And yes, most of his vitriol was directed towards you, and not that it was okay because we're not going to victim blame and you being the victim in this particular moment, but you also antagonized his ass. Nobody asked you. So I'd be damned if you gonna stand up at Spencer's goddamn 21st birthday party after getting him to have this goofy ass, ugly ass tattoo while drunk and then stop him from confronting this little nigga that has benefited quite a lot as a white man off of this black body, even when he was initially presented as a goddamn racist. And you mean to tell me I can't have no smoke for him on my birthday, my 21st birthday? I'm drunk as shit. He did ass wrong and I can't say nothing because you want to redeem Wade's ass because your ass is on some kumbaya shit. I'm on some rah-rah shit. Step aside, little light skin. I said what the hell I said. You don't get to forgive Wade and it's okay, Olivia, because we need to be on your ass too. You the one bought the Wade ruckus to our goddamn. So if I'm gonna have smoke for his ass, you better back and shut the hell up because I could have smoke for you too. I just had to get that off my chest. Because in that moment, I was just like, Olivia, if you don't shut the hell up, this is not for you. This is not for you to tell them how to feel. This is not for you to tell them what to say. This is not for you to tell them what to do. The moment I'm face down with an assault rifle to the back of my head, don't tell me shit. Here, don't tell me shit. Especially coming from the place that you're coming from. Because in all honesty, Miss Mamas, there's only half of you speaking right now. That's the half I don't want to hear from. But those are just my thoughts. I didn't piss these people off. I can only imagine what the hell Twitter's finna look like. I didn't think I was gonna rant tonight, but alas, would it be Erica Vane TV if I wasn't ranting? Okay. So yeah, those are my thoughts about Asher as it pertains to Wade. Those are my thoughts around Olivia as it pertains to Wade. What are y'all's thoughts? Jordan don't know the other word, but me is always me, 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 me. Well, Layla, you're too busy for me. Spencer, coach is finally focusing on me. He's narcissistic. Got something coming. His relationship finna end. A lot is about to end for Jordan unless he can get his shit together. What Kofi talking about? I think I gotta scroll up too far. I missed it. But I agree. I think I get what y'all saying. What Tia said to Kofi, I agree with that. It's a short season, so they gotta move the story along. Actually, y'all, they just got increased to a 16 episode order, so they're not doing 13 episodes, they're doing 16, and they're still filming. So we don't actually know if 16 is where they're gonna settle at. I wouldn't be surprised if they increase it again. I think because of the reception to the first 3 episodes, viewership, and where storylines are going, we are getting closer and closer to what we typically would get and see with All American previously. So they don't even get the excuse of like, we got a shorter season because they just got greenlit for additional episodes. Kobe says, Erica, breathe. Look, I got what Olivia was saying. Their feelings are valid, but Asher did what he had to do to make the team better. There's plenty of other things that he could do. So we're going to go ahead and agree to disagree. And again, as Coop said, it's different. She should have said Monica. Okay? Because as a white man in this world they have, his perspective is a lot different, and he needs to tread lightly because the things that he does not naturally think about still need to be considered when you're engaging in life with black and brown bodies. And now having to navigate someone who exacted violence and revenge against black bodies from a white body. So no, little Miss Biracial Olivia, you do not get to be an apologist to your abuser simply because you have let it go. That's perfectly fine for you. I still have beef because in a lot of ways, I thought I was the hell grudges, but I do. I hold grudges. I still have beef with my homegirl's exes. There's one in particular that I will have beef with forever because he used to put his hands on her. I don't give a what she talking about. I don't give what Lord she found and what that Lord told her. When I see that, it's on sight. But that's just me. And I'm looking at this the same way. You can have whatever feelings you have about Wade or don't have about Wade, but don't tell me what to think about Wade. Okay? And just because Asher got a second chance don't mean that every white man running around America gets a second chance. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Wade's redemption arc about to be wild. And still unredeemable if you ask me, because you not having the police called on Spencer for doing a little harmless swing on you and falling over because he's clearly drunk, and the little white bar owner is so quick to want to call the police. I wonder if it was a little white boy doing the same thing, would there be water thrown in his face? Would he be set to cool down? But no, when a little black boy coming here kind of causing a ruckus, now we're going to call the police, and I'm supposed to forgive Wade for all of his transgressions because he stopped the police from being called. No, and I don't give a y'all. I really do think we're getting a season 7 of All American. I know a lot of people are wondering if they're going to get canceled. I don't see that happening. Just from some of the internal talks that are being had, I don't see that happening. I do see them actually getting renewed. Happy belated birthday, Eric. You felt everything that Spencer was going through in that episode. You was drunk as shit yesterday. As you should be. I mean, I hope you ain't feel everything that he went through. You ain't gonna get no damn tattoo, no ugly ass tattoo, did you? Micah says Asher been hanging around black people so much that he forgot his Caucasian ancestry. Y'all not equal, Mr. Chips. Oh, Mr. Crips, not Mr. Chips. Mr. Crips or Bloods. Y'all are not equal. Y'all are not equal, period. Plan for Keith says, now if this was 90210 OG or the new one, by the time that Layla hit her manic state, she would have been sleeping with Wade or Coach Snake in the grass. That's just how effed up it would go. I wonder what will happen. Oh, Lord. That kind of stuff made me not want to watch 90210, y'all. The priestess says, I don't think that she was trying to let it go. I think that she was trying to calm down the situation. That's why she walked away. But I agree with you. I mean, I get that she was trying to calm down the situation, but at this point, there is no calming down a drunk ass Spencer who is like literally throwing back shots. It's his birthday. Get that shit off. And that's just the position that I'm taking. Like, no, I don't want you to necessarily beat Asher's ass, but I would have more so been like, Asher, you should just go ahead and go before I step in front of him like, whoa, Spencer. The last thing I'm gonna do to a drunk ass black person on a birthday that's in their feelings about something that they rightfully should be in their feelings about is say, whoa. That's the equivalent of saying chill or relax. In the history of what history have a black person who was rightfully angry, valid in being angry about something, ever relax and or calm down because somebody told them to relax and calm down? I don't recall it, but that could just be me and my black ass experience. I don't know. Kobe says, I'm the person who wants people to redeem themselves. It's part of my nature. Did Asher think this through? Nah, he didn't, considering he had friends who are black. Wade will push Jordan to be better, QB. He may or may not. It's fine. You can want everybody to be better, Kofi, but I have already grown out of the era in life where, oh, I want everybody to be better. I don't have the capacity to now carve out space and a little bit too much grace for people who would rather see me annihilated. That just is what it is. So I gave y'all Asher. Y'all asses is not getting Wade. Every single racist white person, every single egregious white person does not get a pass simply because. You just don't. I don't give a damn. That's just my lived experience. You can have yours. You can go ahead and stress yourself out and like hope for the best and all that other kind of stuff. I will put my hopes in my people. I will put my hopes in other things that I actually care to give my energy to. So yeah, you can keep rooting for Wade all the hell you like, but until he actually does something, like they also introduced this Wade redemption arc without us actually getting any kind of seeds of what Wade has done since then. It feels undeserved. He's getting this now new chance, the second chance, and has had to do nothing on his own. It's only because Asher feels guilt and or shame and needs to win. And you feel guilt and or shame because you used to be him and you want to win. That's not a good enough reason to make me root for Wade. They could have introduced Wade in a way to get a redemption arc, but it would have required him to be active in the redemption. Even in this episode, he kicking back, he telling Asher, you ain't a coach, y'all plays is dumb as hell. He's not moving with any type of humility at all. Rooting for your ass, sir, go to hell swiftly with gasoline drawers on. Sonya BP1 says, I was waiting for the drama with Jordan, Spencer Jordan, Liv, and Asher Wade. I don't like it was wrapped up in a bow put on it. Exactly. Thank you. I wasn't fighting or got a tattoo, but I was drunk. Well, that makes sense. You should be. If that's what you want to do on your birthday, you should have been drunk off your ass and enjoyed yourself. I hope you did. 28 Wade should not have been forgiven, but I think at the time Olivia was trying to diffuse the situation because they were in public. Perhaps it was a conversation at home that would have been different. Maybe. But I gave y'all a way that she could have diffused it, but diffused it on Asher's side. Like, put more on him. Because it just never works out, specifically with black people, when you're trying to get them to calm down and they already agitated and drunk. Like, he's off that yak. Why are you even talking to him? At this point, you should be a buffer for everybody else. Like, listen, I'm trying to save your ass. You might want to go that way. That's just how I move. But, you know, I'm just a little black girl from Baltimore. In what world does the OC not play the best player on the team, especially if he's a Heisman contender? Child, I don't know. All American. All American. Wait, was redeemed too soon. Yeah. Well, just that y'all, the CW was trying to move away from scripted this season. And I feel like that's not actually working out for them. So they're trying to adjust and balance it out a little bit better. But that was the mandates going into 2024, 2025, even amongst the strikes. That was already something that got communicated, which is why so many things got canceled. But now they're kind of adjusting fire a little bit. Y'all, we're probably gonna have to do another video talk about next gen because I haven't fully read that whole article. I do have certain points in my head about talks that I've had behind the scenes around things, but I kind of want to focus on the episode tonight. We might see it with Wade as the episodes continue, setting up the Coastal and GAU will play in the championship. But as for me and my house, I'm still not root. I will still root for my boy Asher, and that's on everything. We know, Kofi. We know. Asher could do everything and or shoot Spencer in the back of the head, and you gonna still root for his ass. The funniest thing to come out of the episode is Jordan being a Heisman hope. Wait till the members watch that reactions because y'all gonna really think that I'm a Jordan hater once y'all watch that. Because I literally said the same thing. I'm like, Jordan's now a Heisman hopeful. Where the hell did that like? Okay. The writer's actually thinking that's believable to anyone with eyes. Hello, it's such a great point. How we feel about Patience? She had a little moment in the little brawl, which I also was just like, Spencer, I get that you drunk, but this whole bar fight at Layla's and y'all trying to tear up her shit, I had so much anxiety in that moment because I'm like, they about to tear this whole place up. And Patience ass thinks she the goddamn Karate Kid. And I'm like, girl, I'm glad that Ryan's little self-defense is working on your ass, but what the hell are you doing, Miss Mamas? Don't say that, not too much now. If he shot him, then that would be the only thing that you would have an issue with. But up until that point, you would find a way to make sure that we like, okay, well, you know, in a moment of weakness, you that guy for Asher. In a moment of weakness, you understand every one of Asher's moments of weaknesses. Child, if Jordan get a Heisman, I will pass out. I cannot. I thought that Patience, that part was really, really funny. And I thought it was a cool little note for her storyline. So we got to see where she's at with it and she's feeling stronger. And it's really cool, like specifically to go to a deeper level, her making a move on Coop and Coop not allowing it to go down like that. I really kind of got frustrated in the moment with Patience because it's like, not her calling her a mood killer. Girl, she's been so damn thoughtful and intentional about your feelings and what you're going through. Not too much on her now because she's not letting y'all go to this place while not sober, while not hyped up on adrenaline from a goddamn bar fight at Layla's. And I thought it was such a mature decision to make. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I am so proud of Coop this season. Like, girl, yes. It is more than just a string of little moments where you getting caught up in your damn feelings, but ultimately you have realized that you love Patience in a very real way and you want something very real. So you're not going to allow things to just be a culmination of little ass moments where y'all kiss and like start to have sex and do whatever behind all these other heightened emotions, but you want to sit and have a conversation and lay things out so that y'all are clear moving forward. Y'all done already started a relationship and had circumstances that were based off of going off of your natural impulse and your natural attraction. Now it's about something more. And I'm like, let me find out, Coop, Tamia, let me find out you the only adult in the room. Not the no comment on Jordan being the highest hopeful. Tony B. RN says she was triggered. I get it, and I approve of her actions. Oh boy, shouldn't have pushed her. He shouldn't have pushed her. Charlie P says that Patience scene was unserious, but it's about to hurt her case. Ooh, they about to make Patience the aggressor. And they have that video of Patience yelling at Miko on live. I didn't even take it that far. I was too busy laughing at her going all Kung Fu Panda. And you're right, Shari. More like the Matrix. Did you see that, Ben? Yes. That is such a great point, Shari. Sonya says me and Coop friends again. Yes. This is them finding their way, Kofi, and don't feel bad for her. This is a moment, a decisive canon moment that takes their relationship from adolescent love to like actual real, puts them on a track to have adult love. She did not lose anything, and being rejected in that moment, she was actually redirected to where their relationship should be. So like, don't feel bad for Patience in that moment at all. Tony P. Arn says that Coop was very mature, but because she be scared as well, maybe she don't want to fully put her heart out there just yet. To see that if we didn't get to see Coop already say that she's like waiting on addressing her feelings because it's about Patience actually healing and like getting to a place of like seeing Patience run off stage and be uncomfortable and not feel safe. I think that it's less about Coop being scared of Patience rejecting her and more about like, I want to move very intentionally because you're in a very vulnerable place right now, and I'm already, over the course of the last 7-8 months, I'm already in a place of like wanting to protect you, so I'm gonna keep doing that regardless of like how deep my feelings are for you, or not regardless of, in understanding and having a full grasp of like what my love means for you. That also means me being able to contain my feelings and not let them to just bleed out everywhere uncontrollably, and us to move in a very weird ass fashion that speaks a little bit more to our ego and impulsive kitty love, but like I said, more an adult love. So I don't know if I could buy that she did that because she's scared. I think she did that because she loves Patience that much, and she's very serious about this time around with Patience. Hey Shanoa, welcome in, boo. Patience is getting close to Ryan. Do y'all think that she might stop falling for him? I know that she's a lesbian, but she keep getting curved by Coop. I mean, I hope not. I think that Coop is going to communicate why she curved her, which is going to provide all the perspective that Patience needs. I don't think it's going to go that far. I think like next episode we're going to see Coop and Patience having a conversation. But I haven't watched the preview yet, so I don't know that to be true, but I'm hoping that that's the case. Yeah, I thought Patience would start having feelings for Ryan too, but everyone said that she's strictly lesbian, and I thought that she was bisexual. I believe that Patience is strictly lesbian. Why is this doing this? Um, yeah, as far as I know, child. I don't think that we ever got any seeds of her having sexual attraction to men. Hmm. Anything else we gotta talk about, y'all? I'm trying to think. Uh, yes, hit the like button. Thank you for the reminder, Shanoa. I don't even know how many people we got in here. I haven't looked at it once. Oh, we got a nice little crowd tonight. Oh hell. There we go. Ashley's popping up next week. I have not seen the preview, but I am going to do a synopsis breakdown, or maybe a preview breakdown, because I got the synopsis for next week. Oh, Micah just guessing. It doesn't mention Ashley. I gotta actually find the daggone synopsis. I mean, the preview. Anything else we need to talk about, y'all? Talked about Jordan a lot, Olivia a lot. Um, Layla looks amazing. While I feel like they could give more time to her story, I love what we're getting, and I just want more of it. But I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna pick up too much dust because I'm grateful that they even giving us the little bits of like nuance they given us. Like I love this conversation around her weaning herself off her meds and her finally being able to feel certain things, and like I love it, and I really really enjoy Greta. Oh my gosh, like I feel like she's so brilliant in the role of Layla. So like I really enjoyed the little moments that we got to see, and her unpacking those things with patience. Now I'm just like, well girl, your fiance don't know this, and you got to be the strong one to like handle all that you're handling. Meanwhile he ain't helping you with none of this while complaining about how you handling all that you have to handle. I need you to continue to stand on business. I loved her having an attitude at the top of the episode. Like, I know I hit you. You like me asking if you were okay, and you know I don't like that shit. Like, I need more of that. Like, I need more of like, this is the only way that this relationship works. And it's not like you have to do what I say when I say do it, but I have parameters for how I'm going to show up in this relationship and how I need my partner to show up in this relationship. The moment that you break that contract, the moment that you can no longer meet your obligations, is the moment that I gotta break this shit off, because I'm not settling for anything less. I'm not settling for some goofy ass boy with daddy issues who can't check his bullshit when I done been through hell and high water to become the woman that I have become. And nobody's saying that Jordan Baker needs to be perfect to be with Olivia. I mean, not be with Olivia, child. Nobody's saying that Jordan needs to be perfect to be with Layla, but his ass needs to step it up. And if anything, while he is operating within all his goofy ass flaws and not dealing with his bullshit, I need to at least see him working and trying as it pertains to Layla. It needs to feel like moving forward that Jordan is checking everything that's wrong about himself only when it comes to his relationship. Fine, you want to keep resenting Spencer and feeling away? Do it. You want to keep getting pet up by Coach Snake in the grass? Do it. But when it comes to your relationship with Layla, it needs to be less smoke and more you chasing her ass, because she's eclipsing you. She's shooting backwards all net, and your ass could never. And I need him to feel that. I need him to not feel as comfortable as he is with this bomb ass woman that he got on his damn arm. Because one, he don't deserve her, and she is literally deciding to lower herself to go ahead and play with the peasants when it comes to him. And I need him to actually kind of feel that a little bit. If we're gonna deal with his little childhood ass drama and his childhood issues, trauma, I'm sorry, then I also need to feel him struggling internally with being who Layla deserves, and not just allowing Layla to be with whoever he decides to give her. That I'm off it. Like, I'm so off it. Layla is too damn bomb to be over here halfway apologizing back to Jordan when he the one on the bullshit. Not only is she handling big business, doing big things, building up herself, validating herself, moving and chasing something that she wants for herself for the reasons that she cultivated her own. You could never, because clearly you're literally driven by whatever somebody else tells you. But then she also has to deal with your bullshit on top of it. It's a hell no for me. And then she has to deal with all the other stuff alone. She's coming down off her meds alone. She is literally taking all of the damn criticism of like, oh, you're indifferent. She's indifferent because she's medically being stabilized to be indifferent. That's not a fucking choice for her. That's a choice that the damn doctors made by way of her medications, and you don't even know that as her goddamn fiance. Cool. But also, she not going to keep taking your goofy ass shots. Like, I need this energy, Layla. Like, I need to Layla from the beginning of this episode to still stand on business. You can want to sleep on him. You can want to ride his face. You can do all of those things, girl. That's going to bring you pleasure. Cool. But also, you need to stand on business when it comes to Jordan Baker, because he be standing on business with bullshit when it comes to you. So I need you to stand on business with your damn standards when it comes to him. I think that's the long and short of it. The very end is the key part, y'all, because I was rambling a little bit trying to process what I thought. But that's it. Layla needs to stand on business when it comes to these goofy ass bakers. They have no problem standing on business on bullshit, so we're going to stand on business when it comes to big business and big standards. Kimberly Felder says Greta is eating up Layla's character. Eating her up? Like, what? Ugh. Sorry, P says Layla still hadn't told Jordan about her meds, but told Patience and Ryan someone gonna slip up and say something to Jordan, and he's gonna feel some type of way about it. And he can. He can feel all the hell he wanna feel. He better not bring that to Layla's door. Because the question here is not why didn't you tell me? It's why didn't she feel safe to tell me? And you ask your goddamn self that. Right? It's I don't want to see him running up on nobody else in this vortex. I need him to start asking himself questions about how he feels about how people in this vortex treat him, whether it's in his relationship and or the friendships. Because I don't give a anymore. He could try to run up on Layla if he wants to, run up and get done up. This was it for me. When it comes to Jordan, this episode was it for me. Oh my God, like, oh, this is what she looks like. I can't believe it. She go to hell. Go to hell, Jordan. Kimberly says, I hope that she's not going to keep weaning, taking less and less meds because she's going to spiral. And then she's going to be left by her goddamn lonesome to do so. See? I'm never coming up off of Jordan's neck, I fear. Layla is so much more mature than him and the rest of them. Yeah, and the only person who's starting to seem like she's catching up is Coop. Treating Layla like a queen is when she's talking to you, acting like she's not there because you felt neglected. And instead of communicating, you feel neglected. You decide to walk off as if she's not actually having a conversation with you. Treating her like a queen is when she texts you to see if you made it home okay after a drunk night and some drama. You actually just like it, even though she has already articulated to you that she does not appreciate just liking statuses, but she needs to actually see and hear words. That's treating her like a queen. Interesting. And he treats her like a queen as compared to Lioness. Well, regardless, neither treatment is good enough as far as I'm concerned. Yo, Layla was looking fine in that blue dress and that hairstyle. Fine here. Greta. Girl, I am so damn straight. I am so damn straight. But my God. Okay. Lord. Greta looks great. Micah says, I think when he finds out she couldn't confide in him about something as important as her mental health and also the fact that she's hurting herself for him, it'll be his wake up call, hopefully. Y'all think? Jordan typically takes those moments and makes them about himself and how he feels. So instead of looking at that as, damn, I didn't create a place for her to feel safe, and all the while I was complaining about her not doing this for me and not doing that for me, she was struggling, and that made her not come to me. He's going to blame her and make it worse. Tony B. RN says, I thought it was kind of crazy how Layla is so busy, too busy for Jordan, but can plan Spencer party. That was crazy. That's also business. I mean, she didn't get paid for it probably, but that was also in line with what she had been doing. Jordan is requiring her or asking of her to do all of these things outside of what is already in line with what she wants to do career wise. So I don't think that it was too much of a stretch for her to throw together a party for Spencer, because that could have been a party for anybody. That could have been a party who walked through the door and said, hey, I want your space for the night, right? And that's within the same wheelhouse. It didn't take too much from her to go ahead and do, because she's already been spending so much time at Layla's and getting off the ground. Cool. But Jordan wanted her to now shift focus and focus on this wedding and to get excited, and then to also be internally grappling, which we didn't know until last week, with being able to be excited and or get sad. Like, that is now forcing her to confront something that she's, one, not willing or ready to confront, and also asking of her things that she just actually can't medically give to you. So I think I get how she's too busy or unable to meet him in this particular area, because it's requiring more of her than one, that she has to give, or two, that she wants to give in this particular moment. Alexandra says, after what happened in season 3, Layla never standing on business when it comes to the Bakers. Ooh. Hey Bree, Layla the best written character on the show. Like, wow, they did their thing with her. They really did. They did that thing with Layla Keaton. And I'm really excited that we're in this place of season 6 because I wasn't sure, and I was borderline getting resentful because I felt like up until season like 4.5, they had done such amazing work with Layla. And then we get season 5, and it's just like, oh, they just got her sitting here like she's not that girl. Like her character hasn't been, leading the charge as it pertains to a phenomenal storytelling and writing. So I love that we're back in a place where she is, at the forefront of the storytelling and really shining a light on all the greatness that can come out of their writer's room. He says Spencer cared more about her feelings than Jordan. Jordan only cares when she's cuddling him. Playing for Keep says Jordan has forgot a few things. He is no longer able to provide a safe space for his partner to be vulnerable. So we'll definitely hit the fan. Period. Period. What's that? Okay, so we talked about Layla, Olivia, Jordan, Spencer, a little bit about Patience, a little bit about Cooper. I think that's everything. Is that everything? Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Dylan in the episode. Grown man Dylan. Love that for him. Let me know, y'all, if there anything else that I might have missed that I need to double back on and talk about. That's the word, not TikTok, child. Sorry. If y'all not following me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok because I be on TikTok all the damn time. Before we get ready to wrap up, y'all, did we miss anything? Is there anything that I said remind me of that y'all need to remind me now? Will forever hold your peace. Once we get off of here, y'all, I'm going to work on my breakdown video because I didn't record it beforehand this time. But I got y'all. Last week, YouTube was being such a damn hater, and it kept blocking my upload. Dylan shooting his shot with Layla was hilarious. Play on player. He was hilarious. Oh, RK, how would you have, oh yeah, you did. You brought up the how would I have structured the episode. I don't know if I would have went the flashback route. Like I think I would have probably let the episode play out in real time so you could see all of the events of the night and then figure out how to make the big reveal with Wade. So maybe that would be the only flashback, but we didn't need to keep jumping back and forth into the night. Especially for what Liv's gift to be so anticlimactic. I feel like that was the main reason why they had us going through the flashbacks, because in addition to like recounting the night, he's ultimately just trying to find what the gift was that Liv gave and if he lost it. So for that gift to be so, for me at least, inconsequential, it was just like it let down the overall story. And while you got the bit of the chaos around the birthday, it just didn't flow well. So we just needed to see the chaos and then the fallout. And they could have saved all of the like deep conversations towards the end. So then you have more streamlined flow, I would say, to how information was presented. Where's Principal Carter? Child, probably in San Francisco. Y'all are letting Erica James troll y'all. um, as y'all can see, all of her points are anti Spencer, and for me, I'm not weighing what Layla is dealing with now against Spencer and saying because it's better than that, then it's cool. It's, to me, that's like the equivalent, which I know this is not what you're saying, Erica, but to me that is the equivalent of saying, well, I was with a man that beat me and now this man only verbally abuses me. So this relationship is the best relationship I've ever had. They both are abusive relationships. And I'm gonna hold you accountable across the board. But Erica James is hyper fixated on how wrong Spencer was. So y'all let her ass troll you. um, and not that I don't think that you should engage with her because she's freaking brilliant and so funny, but like just keep in mind that she's not budging as it pertains to riding for Jordala, but specifically on the crux of Jordan is much better for her than Spencer was. But Keisha, I think that your point is really great in that you said Clay was better to her and better for her. She just kept him from getting too close, even though he was ready to. Yes. Would I have done this episode like the Vegas episode? It could have worked. It would have taken away a lot of the comedic tone that they wanted for this episode. Carter off somewhere being a politician. Clay was better than Linus. He not touching Jordan. Lies. Lies and fallacies. Because yes, Clay went through his little petty era, but ultimately he was more advanced than most of these children on this damn show, just on a personal level. Jordan is an unhealed man child. Carter is in Oakland and Gray State and Crenshaw when Spencer was struggling with Billy's death. Yeah, and they're supposed to be going back and forth. I would love to see him. I think it would be cool, but I don't know if we're actually going to. It's been 2 years. She didn't go back to her husband. Lord, not y'all trying to get Grace up out of here. Erica, you're not, well, you might be biased. I can't say that you're not biased when it comes to Layla. I think that you're biased when it comes to Jordan because you don't actually hold him accountable to the areas where he lacks and he's not actually meeting Layla where she needs to be met, which is a little bit unfortunate, and it makes me lean towards like you're not actually, you care about Layla as a character, but I call into question the ceiling on your care, because for me, how I internalize my care and love of the Layla character, I hold everybody accountable to how they interact with her, regardless of if I like them or not. And the way that you turn a blind eye to Jordan oftentimes can be harmful to the Layla character. Um, he said, hold up. Did they like cut Laura? Because I feel like I've seen her the least this season. She's in a few episodes. She'll be in episodes moving forward in the season. She's just not in every episode. Chanel says, I can't wait for their breakup. I might come around and watch that episode. I forgot, Chanel, that you're literally not watching the episodes. This is so hilarious. Oh, Lord. Hold on, y'all. My camera battery died again. I gotta find my little plug thing. got a little plug somewhere around here, so I don't have to. I got a dummy battery, but I can't find it, y'all. Um, Erica, I am not that way with Spencer. No blind eye, don't see what you see. Okay. Tony BRN says I don't want Grace out by any means. I just want to see her new family life. That could be a great story. To tell as far as the parents go. It could be, but I feel like they also I think they kind of abandoned. I feel like they kind of abandoned telling the parent stories. The parents feel very much so like they're only operating the space for these kids in this world, and not in even a way of like giving the kids great advice, but like to prop up whatever narrative they're kind of pushing with the kids, if that makes sense. The Captain episode going to be the one to end it all. I can feel it. Ain't nothing good ever come out of that cursed place. Lord, that's real. That is so real. Um, Clay was a real one, and I enjoyed the way that he actually was there for her. Yeah. What is the one storyline that you would have wanted to add to this season so far? Mm, Layla and Spencer getting to the place that they're trying to say they're at would have been great to see. Like, seeing her start to confide in him and seeing them actually interact on a one-on-one basis and her actually be comfortable and like, yeah, just like getting a little bit more proof versus the like final result that like solidified bygones are bygones. Even like having a little bit of a peek into the internal dialogue that Layla had to like really make peace with Bolivia as a couple period would have been great to see. I love when I used to do this story on the parents like old times. I did too. I think that the parents was such a really great addition. But yeah, if I had to pick a storyline that I would have loved for them to expound upon the season, it would probably it would be the conversations between Spencer and Layla. Micah says, I know we keep saying Layla should tell Jordan, but do we think his reaction will be any better had she told him versus he would eventually find out some other way? I never said that Layla needed to tell Jordan anything. Might be saying that, but I understand 100% why she has not said anything to him about her medicine or dosage specifically. And I don't think that she should, because I don't think that he's at a place that can do anything for her. It would just be her providing him information for him to feel something and play like he's going to do something, but he can't do nothing. He's mentally not at a place to be able to support her in the way that she needs. I think we might finally get the resolve. She's weaning off of her meds, so all those feelings she's going to feel. Ooh, maybe. Maybe. Hmm. I like that actually. I love this gateway to her coming. Like I don't want her off her mess. I want her to be cool, but I also do want to see what the exploration looks like to like her inner self and honestly the conversation around medication and mental health and like are you relegated so that you can stay socially acceptable for lack of better words, right? Are you relegated to like never operating in the fullness of yourself, your expressions and your feelings as a result of like wanting to be accepted in spaces and not overly emotional or whatever your medicine is keeping you from doing? That's just like coming up for me now. So I poorly articulated that, y'all, but like I see what you're saying, and I could totally. There's a lot to do, and a lot. We could go a lot of places with that particular jumping off point. I love that actually. They really be trying to turn the cabin into Eat, Pray, Love, and it's always completely to the left. They be trying to make it Eat, Pray, Love, and it be screaming Get Out. Yeah, she says that she's been feeling positive emotions due to being off the pills, but what happens when the other shoe drops and she starts to feel those negative emotions? Exactly. That is interesting. That right there is interesting. And I think that that's a wonderful place to leave it. Y'all be on the lookout for my breakdown video, which should come probably top of the morning tomorrow. Members, check out my live reactions because there's some thoughts that I shared there that I have not shared here because they were in the moment. Do you think them getting 2 more episodes this season means that it'll be the last one? They're getting 3 more episodes, and no, I don't think this is gonna be the last season. But yeah, y'all, great talk. Let me know your thoughts. If you're watching this on replay, drop them in the comment section down below. Give this video a like for me, pretty please. It helps me out a ton. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Also, are y'all watching? I need y'all to watch Diara from Detroit. I really need y'all to watch that. And I've been trying to figure out how I'm gonna do a rewatch so that people can watch. Like I will watch it with y'all. But like I'm about to be traveling again, so I'm trying to figure it out. But I need y'all to tap in. BT Plus, DR from Detroit. I need y'all to watch it. I need to know who's watching House of the Dragons because that's about to come back. I need to get up a bunch of power content because that's about to come back. All y'all watching Bridgerton, like I need to get active on this community post community tab because I need clarity around what y'all want to talk about and what y'all don't want to talk about because there's so much. There's so much that I'm watching and there's so much that needs to be talked about, but I don't know if y'all want to talk about it. I need y'all to be watching DR from Detroit. I will be watching Bridgerton next month. I will be watching Power Book 2 Ghosts, of course. Michael Ealy ass is on. I be trying to pray. I be trying to pray on my feelings. Michael Ealy's ass is on Power Book 2 Ghosts this season. I am actually rewatching Reasonable Doubt on Hulu. And I need to talk about it. Maybe I just need to put up the damn videos and we just go from there because I don't be knowing what y'all be watching and what y'all not watching. But we need to be talking about some of this stuff. And DR from Detroit, y'all asses need to be watching it. That's all I know. That's all I know. DR don't play. DR is crazy. However, I be understanding my good sis. And at first I was like, you doing all that for some mama? For some. But then I was like, by episode 3, I was like, you right. You right. I will be in the snow. I'm gonna leave it there. Do you know how many episodes DR from Detroit will have? I think the next episode might be the last. It only has 7. The season finale aired last week. So all of the episodes are available for streaming right now on BT Plus. But I'm gonna put up a community post on the community tab once I get out of here. So y'all can tell me what y'all are watching. Also, you can share like what y'all are also into because I have so many suggestions and I'm just trying to make sense of all of it. I love you guys. It's been great. See you in the breakdown video. Why now? I think my OBS does this when I make these like little things. It does all of this like stuff, and it gives you all these little whatever. That's a whole other tangent. See y'all. Good night.